How's it, everybody? Hope you had a good week. So, I don't know if you remember the Hello Wing It stream. I had the wonderful Dannielle with me, and she is here visiting. So, we thought we'd have a quick chat about some things that have happened in her life. And on that stream, we were trying to find out who she is and what she's all about and what's her vibe. So, here she is to tell us a little bit more about herself.
Yes.
So
here I am.
Cheers, lady.
Oh yes.
After all, it's the weekend.
Oh,
Woohoo!
yay.
Okay, so you grew up. Where were you born?
I was born here in Pretoria.
Mm-hmm.
Actually in the, I think it's called the Medifront. They're in
Maryfront.
Maryfront. So
Yes.
it's changed to the Mediclinic now.
Yeah.
In Sunnyside.
Mm-hmm.
So I've come really far. I literally live up the road. Yeah. In 1987, my father's Portuguese with also Jewish descent. My mother is Jewish. There's a lot, hey. There's like, it's a Jewish Mongolian Russian kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then my grandfather, I don't know. I think he's just South African. I don't know. His surname is Lutik.
Okay.
But there's no Jewish.
No, Lutik sounds German, though.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
No, listen.
It was on Schindler's List, mind you. Hey.
Yeah, no.
It was.
All the names were.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them were.
So, but anyway, so that part I don't know much about.
How many times have you seen Schindler's List?
I think once. I can't watch
too much sad stuff.
Yes, I can't.
And it's very long movie.
I get very affected by things, like even ads about animals, cruelty or whatever.
Bad stories.
It sits with me for about a week.
Yeah, no. So I'm a visual person. If I see something sick or something barbaric, I like struggle to sleep. So I also don't. I go scroll past the. Want to see something.
My mother, of course, she can watch all the documentaries. And then she comes and tells me about it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I'm having the most awesome day, living the best life I can live. And then here comes my mother. She's like, I've got to tell you something. And she tells me the most glorious, disgusting things. And she's like, can you believe? I understand she's venting. She's upset about it.
Yes, she's venting.
So I'm like, but why'd you come and ruin my day? I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, like, you're not. I'm not your psychologist.
Exactly.
Like, phone a friend.
You want to watch it? Keep it to yourself.
So I have a few friends like those as well. That don't like to see that, and I can handle. I believe like you need to educate yourself in a way, because there's some people that still go to circuses. That still.
One of my pet hates.
I know. I won't even go near the zoo anymore.
Me too.
I won't.
Thank you.
I won't. And also. Those marine show aquariums.
Hate it.
Amen. Truly. Yeah.
No, I hate
Hallelujah. It. So I have a stream called Conscious Planet where I talk about dolphins and whales and how we actually don't know enough about them, and people support all sorts of shows, and it's just not cricket.
Listen, wild animals are supposed to be wild.
Exactly.
If you want to help, you want animal conservation, that's giving back to making sure that the environment is kept and that they are healthy in their environment. Putting animals in cages, even it's not on. Look, having them as pets, even I'm
no, you
so
mean like the tiger thing,
like a tiger. No, a tiger's not supposed to be your pet. A lion's not supposed to be your pet. It's not.
No,
it's actually degrading to that animal.
Yes,
you know, and then they think, oh, the tiger turned around and killed a guy. So, dude,
hello.
I probably would have done the same thing to you. You're treating me like I'm a kitten when I'm actually one of the most ferocious, predators on earth.
Yes.
So I hate that. Mm-hmm. And but obviously, like anything that's domesticated, like our cats and our dogs. I mean,
yeah, you're a big dog. Yes,
they're domesticated.
Yes, I love horses.
It's in their genes.
I love horses.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. So you were born in Pretoria, and you also have done streams on ADHD and stuff, and I did one last night. Mm-hmm. All right. So maybe we shouldn't.
I'm ADHD.
Okay, fine. So I think I need
extremely.
to get. But you're incredibly bright, and you're spunky, and you're clever.
But most ADHD people are.
Yeah.
That's the whole crazy thing, is that they're very intelligent. The thing is that their minds are moving so fast that they don't actually get to focus on what's they're supposed
and they miss social cues, I think. Sometimes
I don't know. I've never had that problem.
Okay, fair enough. I think some cases, depending, they can miss social. I think when they're younger and they're growing into themselves.
I think it can do with the daydreaming.
Maybe.
Because I daydream.
Okay.
Like even now as an adult.
I want to be Dannielle.
I'm one of those people that will like just look out the window and then be like, oh my gosh, and I'm thinking about like scenarios that would never happen. But I'm like, I'm dealing with the scenario.
Yeah.
There's even a little problem in the scenario, and I'll work it out in my little daydream, like nonsense stuff. So I think there you could say like your social cues. Or also when somebody's talking, you go off and you focus on something that they said and you start thinking about it.
And then you forget.
Person's talking, but you're actually not listening to them. That's so I hear you. Social cues in that regard.
Yeah, and I think it's trial and tribulation, and I think, but whatever good thing our kids do and what we do, we got to cut ourselves some slack.
We do. Self-love.
People, exactly. Thank you. My first stream ever was called self-love.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. It's a big thing, eh? Because it's huge. If you come into the world loving yourself, and this is something I'm sure you've also had to deal with, like you say, you also struggle with your concentration and everything. Like I've struggled a lot with feeling stupid, you know, and then looking at your peers and be like, but Samantha could like get into that school or do that or study that. I can't even like. You start self-hating.
Or
like,
doubting.
I'm stupid. Like, what kind of person can't do? And that is, so what's beautiful is once you realize that you're ADHD or you have a problem, even if you don't realize that, we've got to realize that we've got to cut ourselves slack. Because, and I said this to my friend the one time, can I tell you a little story?
Let's go.
Okay, I was working at a guest house. I was assistant manager. And the iron that we had bought from ShopRite, which was like a few blocks away, just broke. So my manager said, like, listen, take this back to the store. Here's the slip and get a refund.
Or get another one.
Another one. You're like, sort it out. I'm like, okay, cool. A friend of mine who lived down the road, I said, come walk with me because I was just going to walk because it's not far. So me and her chatting, having a good time, chatting. Walk all the way to ShopRite and I get there and I'm holding the slip. And I'm like, I want to, and I realize I don't have the iron with me. So I was like, and the lady behind the counter was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, don't worry. You don't even have to say anything. I know I need the iron. So when I was walking back, I felt really bad. Like, I'm like, what kind of person does that? So I said to my friend, I said, you know what? I had like a moment. I'm like, even if because I felt stupid. I'm like, okay, so I'm stupid. So what? I'm stupid, but I'm still a nice person. That doesn't, even if I'm stupid, doesn't take away from who I am.
Okay.
So we are allowed to be stupid.
No, and I think people, especially women, women have so much going on. I remember when I was pregnant. Oh my God, I had proper pregnant brain.
Oh, yeah, porridge brain.
I remember actually, I think putting the milk in the cupboard the once. Yeah. Like frantically, where the fuck did I put the milk? And then I was looking for something later and I opened the cupboard. Oh, hello. There it is.
No, porridge brain is a
real thing. No, I know, especially when you're pregnant. God knows.
No, it's real.
Everything, the blood doesn't work there. It goes somewhere else.
Yeah, we don't know. Guys, we still
men suffer with it most of the time.
But anyway.
But no, we're not bashing men. We do like men, thank God, and we like everybody. So okay, so you've suffered, but I think we're just so busy that you did something, maybe you tied your shoe and you put the thing down.
No, Ruth, let's not make any stories up. That's me in a nutshell. Okay. I do silly shit like that all the time. But I think with age it's gotten better. Okay. But the thing is, my friend that I was walking with, a beautiful Mexican woman called Carla, I miss her terribly. She's gone back to Mexico. But anyway.
Clever girl. Yeah.
No, she's an awesome woman. Who also has mixed kids like me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, she actually got offended at what I was saying. She said, how dare you, like, it wasn't faked. It's like, how dare you say you're stupid? How dare you say that? I wouldn't be friends with somebody that was stupid. You make me laugh every day. You help me when I'm crying. How can you be stupid? Yeah. So we have to realize that just because society has said to us that you've got to be able to do A, B, and C to qualify as intelligent, there's also emotional intelligence.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there's also that.
Definitely.
I mean, that's so important.
Yes.
And when you struggle with what we do with ADHD, sometimes we've got to look at our qualities. We've got to highlight, because society makes it hard for us to acknowledge that.
My dog is burrowing. Okay. Yeah, so like you're saying, so society, I think, dictates a certain expectation.
So we want that high performance. That's what the high performance, that person that can, do
get all the A's,
multitasking,
like full on A student, be part of like the cricket rugby club, or just have all these accolades. But it comes apart like self-love. You just have to accept who you are, and once you do that, once you accept yourself within your own skin,
it's beautiful, and people start to accept you too.
Yes.
And I think also, like, for example, like at work, like me still being who I am, I'll make silly little mistakes now and then.
Oh,
But because
Lordy.
of my background, I'm really, really hard on myself. But I've also looked at it and gone like, hold up. If this was so-and-so who did what I did, they'd be like, oh, I'm human. They would accept it and be fine. But I'll go for like 3-4 days. I'll be like, God, what is such a silly thing?
Punish yourself.
Yes, because we're hypersensitive to that. And we need to stop doing that. Because when you're working from that lower frequency, you're unable to be the best person. You can't achieve. You can't. You know, you're like bashing, you're abusing yourself. You're bashing yourself the whole time.
No, it's not cool. It's not cool. She's making a little like Christmas blanket with herself. She's already like, it's doo-doo time, man.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys. We'll edit this out. Okay, so you spoke about mixed relationships, and you're such a strong person.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I feel the same about you, just so you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do.
No, really. And
also what I love about you is that you're as weird as me. I love that.
Okay, now you got to explain. What do you mean by
you know, I mean weird, and I mean it as a compliment because like you're very accepting. You're very like what is the saying? You march to your own beat or whatever. You know,
you march to the beat of your own drum.
And I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
we need more people like that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
but I still struggle like everyone. I still have my own like doubts and things, and I try work on myself. Yeah. In fact, I should read more motivational books and things, but it's a journey. It's definitely a journey. And I think having a son that's got ADHD, I have got two. Yeah. Yeah, I think you probably have ample patience.
No, listen. You must understand. It's very hard looking into a mirror, hey? Yeah. When you see your child doing something that you used to do, I start to feel for my mother. Like, I'm like, I understand why she used to get so frustrated. And then sometimes I find myself getting frustrated as well. What the F? I think your dog might have ADHD. I'm not going to lie.
Because we wait till they're recording. And then she's literally burrowing.
But she's finding a little nice spot there for herself.
That's exactly, but why? She's never done that before.
That's bizarre.
I think she's too hot. I don't know. She was in her anyway, okay, we totally sidetracking here. All right. ADHD. Okay. Okay, so I don't know where we're going to cut this. Okay, question. So your mother is a very strong woman as well. Extremely. And I think, thank God, I think if you have respect for your mother and respect, I think you gain a lot of wisdom and a lot of security within yourself. I think we need to celebrate our mothers more.
We do. Definitely. My mom's my best friend. My mom's my best friend.
No, she is. Yeah, she is. And I think that once you acknowledge that brings you success. Yes. I think people who acknowledge their mothers have huge success. That's something I learned from a woman, a Jewish woman. She did a talk at the shul about doing exactly that.
Okay. Like, I would love to hear that. That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, hallelujah. Hi, Mom. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mommy.
So, okay. So, you grew up. I don't know. Do you want to talk about your dad a bit, or?
I could give you a really long story. Okay, so my dad is Portuguese. I said that already. Interesting side note. It is a bit of racial, so I don't know. He was actually beaten and tortured for 2 weeks, him and his brother, during the apartheid regime by Eugene de Kock and a whole lot of guys. That's why he had kidney failure. It's a really long story, but I mean, yeah, they and anyway, so that's why
because I remember he was in the wheelchair, and I remember he had
no, he didn't. He wasn't in a wheelchair. No. Maybe you saw him one day when he was very sick.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps.
Yes.
But he was very sick. He had kidney failure. My mother was pregnant when this happened. My poor mother, can you imagine? Because my mother's father was such a good lawyer and a very well-known prestigious lawyer in South Africa, he got him out of prison. But they electrocuted them, they beat them, they did all kinds of things. But that's why he got kidney failure, because of the way they beat him. And then when I was 12 years old, he passed away. Yeah, that's my dad. Sorry. He was a big animal lover as well. That's my dad. Yeah.
No, it's hard. I know my dad passed as well, and it's some people hang on to loved ones, and and it's important to remember them, and
but not to hang on though.
not to hang on to. I don't think
hear
it's healthy to hang
for,
on.
for the spirit as well of that person.
Of that person. In fact, the nice thing I think what Judaism does is that when you do something good, you can say, Dad, I'm doing this deed on behalf of you.
Yes,
this is for you. This is for your soul.
So it keeps a connection.
Yes, and it also elevates them. You know,
exactly. That is beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's a nice idea to have. All right, so one of the reasons I find you incredibly fascinating, you're beautiful, you're intelligent,
Thank you.
You're amazing, and you have two beautiful boys.
Stunning.
Yeah. Yes, they are. The one has been on TV for several, or both of them.
Both of them used to model for Jets.
Okay.
Both of them used to model for Jets. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
It was such a mission, getting to finding those places in Johannesburg. No, it was a big mission, but it was fun while we did it. It was fun.
No, for sure. Was the money good? No. For all that time and everything, no. No, I remember my one friend did it as well, and she used to say they used to wait there for days.
You got to go for the casting. You got to go for this, and then oh my gosh, no. It's actually it's nice for
the experience.
But also it's a little bit if the kids are so small, because my kids are pretty small. They were like 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It's a little bit nasty to that's why I stopped it. It's like, no, man, kids they don't care about the hype. They really don't. They just want to be playing with their toys and napping boys. And whatever what kids do. Yeah.
All right, and they are. Your husband was black.
Yes, he was Zimbabwean Ndebele.
Okay.
Which is, as far as I know, I'm not going to go into the history of it. It's like
no, you can if you know a little bit about it.
Okay, so Shaka Zulu's under correction. Okay, I'm not okay. Shaka Zulu's brother Dingaan was fled. And then he went to Zim.
Yeah.
And then those were the Ndebelés.
Okay.
So that's where the root comes from.
No, he was a good-looking man. I remember him. We all worked together.
He looked like Kanye West, right?
He did.
He looked like Kanye West.
He did. Yeah, no, he definitely did. Okay, so you have this amazing energy, and now you have 2 children born in the new South Africa that are completely new South Africa.
Yeah.
And they're Jewish.
Yeah.
Which is like
on top of everything.
Like, they're Jewish.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me some of the experiences you've encountered with them. Like you've been to like have you been in situations where you literally want to block your kids' ears, or have people thought you're the nanny, or have
in our community, I will say that I have had probably not one bad experience.
Okay, thank God.
Our community
I'm so surprised.
has been sometimes I was almost surprised. Our community has been so loving towards my children,
thank God.
Accepting, not one complaint. Okay. But I have got some nice stories for you.
Okay.
Of me being out and about in society. I think Noah was about 2 or 3 months old.
And Noah's your oldest?
My firstborn, yes. Yeah. And when Noah was born, I obviously me and my ex were. I mean, we were broke. We were broke. You know, like we didn't have spare cash for anything. Everything went to the baby or whatever. It was hard times.
Been there.
Hard times. So now we went for, I think, an afternoon stroll.
Yeah.
Walking around, and it was in 2010, and it was what street was it? Was it Jorrison? I think Jorrison Street. Anyway,
okay.
Walking down there, and I've got my baby in the pram, and walking with forgetting our problems. You know what I mean? It's taking a nice, let's just enjoy the Sunday afternoon. And some guy drives really fast with a bakkie past us, like this massive bakkie. He goes past, and then he hits into reverse, but like super fast, like dangerously fast. And then he comes up to us, and then this is a bad story that I'm telling you. He goes, "No, what doen jy met daai?" And he uses the K word. Jy moet huis toe gaan en jy moet daai ding los. He says. So I'm like, with my newborn, my ex just started laughing, but I was so funny because not only are you insulting me and my husband, you're insulting my child. Because if you're calling my husband that, you're calling my child that as well. That was a very bad experience. But anyway, then he drove off. 2 weeks later, I'm walking again with my husband and my child. We're on our way to Magnolia Dal. This massive white Mercedes-Benz drives past us and stops and again goes into reverse. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. Oh my goodness. This guy goes, sorry, excuse me. So I turn and he goes, listen, I just want to tell you guys, you made my day. You have made my day. You guys are the face of the new South Africa. We need to see more people like you, more power, more love. So yeah, so it was awesome.
Okay.
So you see the difference.
Yeah, there's levels, there's two sides to every coin.
But my favorite was people thinking that my sons were adopted.
Oh, right.
Actually, I'm not going to say it's my favorite. It's one thing I really hate.
Okay.
Because also, even if my children are adopted,
they're yours.
That a child that's been adopted does not have to be reminded every time it walks to the mall or the shops or whatever that it's adopted.
Or that it's different from its mom.
Yeah, that's none of your business. You can say, oh my God, your child is so beautiful. That dress, that's whatever, cute, da 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 da. Don't say, so how did the adoption process go? That's none of your business.
Yeah. No, for
Even
sure.
if the child is adopted, don't do that.
No, people have no filter. No filter. No. And I think, cheers. I think I think it's gotten a lot better. But I mean, obviously black and white.
This is like 10 years back. Yeah.
Look, there are different racial couples at all. You get Chinese black, Chinese white, Indian white,
Absolutely.
Indian black. You know, it's across all levels. I mean, you can have Italian, Indian, you know.
And I love it.
You know, awesome, Portuguese. I mean, even, and it's so hard because even amongst races like Jews, non-Jews.
Yo, look at my mom. Yeah, my mom.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you know. Yeah. And it's about having a soul connection with someone.
Definitely. I agree with that. 100%.
But I was saying, like, and I've asked you, you prefer black men.
I do. Like you said, it's a soul connection. I would say also on other terms, it would be like a vibe.
A vibe.
It's a vibe I get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I've never been exposed
to that
vibe.
If I meet like a white guy that like I'm like, I won't go like, oh no, sorry, I dig you, but you're white. I won't do that.
Okay, fair enough.
But if you make me feel like, oh my gosh, this guy, I'll go for it. But I will be honest on this term though, that for my kids, now that I've had kids, I think to myself, I'd rather date a black guy because. Does it make sense to you? What I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If I had to have another child.
Yeah. Okay, so it would be the same brother or the same sister.
Yeah, it would be like they mixed as well. But I think that's more for me. I don't think the kids would care at all.
Actually.
So no, think about it.
Yeah.
But I think that's more for me. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you fall in love with somebody, you fall in love with them. And you won't. I mean, I would never like fall in love.
So
with somebody.
gentle people, this beautiful woman is available.
Of course, I'm blushing.
But and I think single people out there, single women and single men, a lot of they put stopping blocks. Like they say, okay, I want this type, and they mustn't have had kids, or they mustn't have been married, or they must be like this, or they must be a career this, and it literally cuts off your chances.
It does. I've done that. I have done that. And I think as human beings, we do that.
We do obviously want certain criteria, but if you let all the nonsense go and you just be open to meeting people,
this is where my problem came in.
You'll actually find the right person.
This is where my problem came in.
Okay, tell me.
When I met my ex, I was that person that was like, I'm not going to judge you. Like, I don't care that you, I don't want to insult anybody, but I'm not going to judge you or hold you to a certain criteria. I was that kind of person that was like, if I have a connection with you, I'm in love with you. So then after all the things happened in life, I was like, I'm not going to date another man until he ticks all my boxes. But you see, the thing is, you've got to have balance with everything in life. You can't be too easygoing. You can't be too frigid. Is it frigid? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
At the same time, you've got to find balance. You've got to have your needs met, but you must also give that other person a break. Yeah. If you understand what I mean?
Yes, 100. You've got to give them a chance.
And understand that they're a person as well that's trying to, get somewhere in life and whatnot. Yeah.
No, I think a lot of women say, I won't date a man unless he drives, or unless he earns like R1 million rand or a year, or
if he has like a six-pack
or a car, or like people become so shallow, or he's got like tattoos and he's like this, and you literally cut your chances.
Yeah, you must look at a person's soul though.
Well,
And
the thing is, it's tricky with people because people don't reveal who they are really in the beginning.
That is so true.
And the one thing I can say to my mom said to me, okay, I'm going to forget the third one. I know now. Look at their financial state. Like, they've got to be stable and careful with money in a way.
Exactly.
Not
That's the
that-
middle ground.
Yes.
They don't have to be multimillionaire.
No,
but
or have like some form of work ethic.
Thank you.
Some form of work ethic, and want to work, and even just finding a job can be a form of work. But in today, it's hard. There are no jobs. We're sitting with now with lockdown, everything's gone for a ball of poo. So the three things are, okay, obviously try to be financially aware and financially how they treat their parents and their family.
Yes.
I think that's
and strangers. And strangers
and waiters and
service
people,
definitely
service people, and I said I was going to forget the third thing, or something like, do they live with their parents? Look, but now with lockdown,
and also like apparently, like I moved out my house when I was, I think, 19. People can't do that anymore. I was on a waitressing job, and then I moved on to I think I worked for photo printing. I'm not going to say their name because fine. It was a place that did photography.
Yes.
And then I paid my bills with that. But nowadays you can't.
You can't.
It's
Life's
too expensive. The salaries have stayed here, and rent and food have gone up, and petrol and whatnot.
No, inflation is, and salaries haven't.
Exactly.
And salaries haven't.
Exactly.
So we're living through very hard times, and I think if you have challenges, you just have to knuckle down, and people are struggling with depression. Hey, do you ever, being on the ADHD, do you struggle
with depression? Yes, I do.
No.
But it's so it's iffy.
I love that
it's
word, iffy.
It's not, I'm not the kind of person that it can actually, there's some days I wake up and I'm sad. I'm really sad. And you get tired when you say, but it's not enough to actually go do something about it. Because after 2 weeks, I think this is probably called bipolar. After 2 weeks, I'm so happy. I even went for a jog. When was it yesterday? I went for a jog. I'm like, oh my gosh, look how pretty the sky is. Oh my God. It's like the colors are brighter. The colors are brighter. The sun is shining more. I mean, yeah, so I do think I might have a bit of, but the problem is,
no, I think most people have a little bit of bipolar, to be honest. I think.
But isn't that okay, though?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, listen, if you've got manic problems, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying that at all.
No, everyone needs help.
If you need help, go get it. But I think it's okay to be sad sometimes. And it's okay to not be on an even kill.
Yeah,
all the time.
Sometimes you need to pick yourself up. Sometimes you need to feel positive. Sometimes, and you will have days. So after I got divorced, I hit rock bottom. And
me as well, I'm not gonna lie.
And I think most people, once you lose that person that you had this high expectation, especially if you have kids with them,
it's not just the person, it's the achievement.
Yeah,
it's like I never wanted to get married. I always wanted to have kids. I never wanted to get married, but then by chance we got married. But once I got married, I was like, I'm married.
Yes,
I didn't know, but it's my husband. My husband. I've got a husband. It's my husband. I had this little thing. And then suddenly it was keeping up with, in my mind,
the Joneses,
even though of these married people, a successful marriage, whatever.
Yeah.
And then also having a perfect family. It was also because I wanted my kids to grow up in a perfect family, which now I realize is actually
a silly thing.
Yeah, because there's no perfect family.
Exactly.
And then my kids have learned so much about not growing up in a perfect family. Do you understand? So that's what upset me. I felt like I was a failure at that.
No, sure. Yeah. And my one friend, when I was very depressed, she said to me, Ruthie, it's okay to feel sad.
I think, especially as women.
As women, we're so hard on ourselves.
We are hard, and we feel like, because we've always got to be for the kids, you've got to be happy for the kids, you've got to be cooking, you just want to listen, and you just want to cover yourself with the blanket.
And just leave me the hell alone.
Yeah. And you feel guilty for wanting that. So it's hard. It's very hard.
Yeah,
but men go through the same thing as well.
No, I think so. I think, in fact, men might even have it worse. I think.
And one thing I will just say now, I love how strong women have become in the way we've embraced our power and everything, more power, freaking love it. But I think
it's taken us 100 years.
Freaking hell. But the problem is, some people, not everybody, but some people feel that in order to empower women, we have to bash men. I hate that.
Okay. Yeah, you were saying this on the stream.
Oh, did I?
You did. Say it again. No, say it again.
No, I don't like that. It's like saying, I can't, like, say for example, you like spaghetti bolognese. Make it simple. I like spaghetti bolognese. Then the other person saying, but what about lasagna? You say, I like lasagna too. There's nothing wrong with lasagna. She said, but you got to pick one. One's better than the other. No, one is not better than the other. They're different. They're just as good. Do you understand?
Mm.
You don't have to break one down. And
Yes.
human beings do that.
Yes, they do that. Always, I think it's a case of security. They feel in order to have one better, they've got to.
Yeah, it's like saying black or white is better. It's not, we're different. We're freaking different. And it's freaking beautiful.
Mm.
But we've got our own traits and our own beauties. And we just have to acknowledge that.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have to break each other down and compare each other. No. And the same with women. Women do things that are amazing, but so do men. Do you understand? And I think that I don't like what society is doing. Like I look on social media like bashing men all the time. And it's not good because you know what? We need to uphold our men because they need to
be there for us.
For us. That's what we want them to do.
We want strong men.
So they need to look after us. We need to look after them, and we look after the babies. That's how it works.
There we go. You just solved life's problem.
I mean, come on, Dannielle for president.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's brilliant. I think you are so wise, and you really had lots of experiences. And thank you for being here.
It was an absolute pleasure.
And if anyone wants to get hold of Dannielle, you're welcome to email me. And you know, we have a WhatsApp group.
I'll send my list, that we spoke about with the boxes that you took.
Oh, yes,
I'll
yes.
send it.
Okay, yeah. Well, guys, are you listening? There we go.
Yeah.
I actually think I mentioned to someone that I actually have. So what kind of guy, do you like sports people? Like, okay, so you take.
She's actually doing this, okay.
Okay, so you take a man.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And must like sports, must like kids.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, be understanding.
Animals.
Must not necessarily live with his mother and be able to hold down a job.
Yes, let's kind of go for that. I'm not like
standards, yeah.
This is a guilty one.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to, but I really like it if a guy can cook.
Oh yes. Okay, but you love cooking. You said you love cooking.
No, I love cooking, but when I want to cook.
It's
when I want to cook. It's not what's for supper.
Like tonight, I'm finished.
I don't need that kind of cooking.
There's bread, peanut butter, cheese.
That me
help
as well.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like I can't. Like I'm not interested. Peanut butter sandwich. I'm having a liquid dinner.
The best one possible. No, so a guy that can cook is like really high on my.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Do you hear that, Mana? You hear that?
You can't just say that. What are we doing? You can't just say that like, I cook really well. You can't be like me and say, I cook well, I enjoy it, but only when I want to. No, you've got to be the kind of person that's like, when you come home, you like.
Not cooking. Every night though. Not every night.
I'll help you. I'll peel the veggies and stuff like that.
Like just like how you remarked how I call him TG on the stream.
Yeah.
There you go. Technical guy, TG. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
How we started this together.
Yes.
And it was really buff look, and he's been incredible, and having wonderful guests on like yourself. Let's hope it does something, and let's hope we reach people and educate the people. Mm-hmm. Educate people. Yeah,
educate the people. Ons moet mos.
Yeah. But thank you so much for being here.
It was an absolute pleasure. It was a blast, actually.
Cool. It. And we're going to carry a little bit longer. So thank you, everybody, for watching. And if you want to contact Dannielle or let me know, please email me. It's rebelliousruthie@gmail.com. And we also have a WhatsApp group that's in the link below. And let's keep on talking and keep on showing our collective consciousness. Bye, everybody. TTFN.